How can you reduce your child's level of anxiety? Oh, that is a great question. A child with Asperger's is, as you know, especially susceptible to high levels of anxiety, and this can only be reduced by strategies to cope with the issues causing the anxiety. Okay? So the anxiety is a symptom of something else. Does that make sense? So oftentimes anxiety is not a core issue. It's a symptom of something else. For example, sensory issues, social skills deficits, the need for structure and routine. All of these Asperger's related symptoms can, unfortunately, in many cases, cause unbearable stress and anxiety for the child. And then now you have this anxiety that's playing against the Asperger's condition itself. And so they play off one another, and you almost get this synergy. So one of the first things you want to do if your child becomes anxious, ask yourself, what just happened prior to the anxiety? Was it a social situation? Was it some type of sensory stimulation? And if you can figure out the cause, in other words, what happened right before your child became anxious, that's going to be a big help. Also, stress management programs, they can help with minor levels of anxiety. If your child becomes increasingly anxious or agitated, it might help to start an activity that requires physical exertion. You know, have him go out the backyard, jump on his trampoline, swing. As soon as he becomes agitated or whatever, try to engage him in some type of physical activity so he can burn off that anxiety. Because anxiety is a form of energy, and the best way to deal with that negative energy is to burn it off in some form of physical activity. If the anxiety occurs at school, one of the things the teacher can do is offer this child an alternative to whatever's going on at the time. If it's math time and he's having anxiety, or if it's playtime out on the playground, break time, whatever, the teacher can say, you know, why don't you go to the office or go to the library, go somewhere and just kind of calm down. So removing the child from the environment, whatever that current environment is, often does wonders in alleviating some of the anxiety. It also helps if the teacher can establish kind of like a special code with the child so that when he or she is becoming agitated or anxious or whatever, he can, without drawing attention to himself, he can signal the teacher, and the teacher and the student have this understanding ahead of time that when the teacher gets this particular signal from the child, then that's time for him to be able to go to a safe place and chill out for a while. And also cognitive behavioral therapy, that's an excellent way to reduce anxiety for Asperger's kids. So, that's always an alternative, is to take the child for therapy, specifically cognitive behavioral. So I hope that answers your question, and thank you for that question.